It's just the problem with Shakuris is that backdoor, not really an issue.
No.
But the long distances means that once you get past the opening 4 gates, if that doesn't decide it, you saw we had a long, drawn-out War of the Worlds there.
Yes.
Imagine that, but add about 5 to 10 more minutes on top, because Shakuris is a bigger map. So if we don't get a winner once we get past these 4 warp gates, we're going to be in for kind of a long haul here on Shakuris. Kind of why I just don't like mirror matches on this map.
Yeah.
Because they just mean that if it doesn't get decided early, you just get sort of this long turtle-style containment, nothing really happening for long periods of time. We do see that KiWiKaKi is going to be the yellow Protoss in the top right-hand corner. Minigun going to be the teal Protoss in the bottom left, both representing Root Gaming, both doing really well in this tournament. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Final match of the tournament. So second to last, thank you to our sponsors. NationVoice.com, Kingston Technologies, Justin.tv, Nerdstomper.com, and of course Root-Gaming.com, and all the other wonderful admins who have helped us along the way.
Yeah,
we are here for our final game of the tournament. It's been a really fun ride. We've had a lot of good matches. Haven't seen any mirrors until the finals. So, going through an entire tournament without any mirror matches on stream and then having to deal with PvP, not the worst thing in the world.
No, it could be worse. You're totally right. So it's going to be pretty basic. And as Railcoon mentioned, guys, thanks for everybody for tuning in. The most important person is the viewers here, actually. The sponsors, everything like that, they put all this on to get you guys here, tuning into streams, watching streams, buying products. It all comes down to you guys being you guys. So continue to watch StarCraft. Support anybody that does put on these tournaments, all the sponsors for this tournament, anything globally. The bigger it gets, the more people tune into it, the more events there are, and soon enough we'll have our own North American GSL or something like that. So keep on it, guys.
Reportedly, if In Control is not trolling us.
Yeah, sorry, as long as you're not listening.
He is in control.
Interesting. I see what you did there.
But KiWiKaKi does get a gas steal up on Minigun. Minigun's probe is in his base, but not in position to take the gas. KiWiKaKi not able to get his own gas. So once again, we have the double gas steal going on. I thought for once, we might have the rare opportunity where one opponent gets a really big advantage by stealing his opponent's gas and then getting his own. But both players stealing their opponent's gas. We're going to be going in for... Haven't we seen this before?
Yes.
Four warp gates. Not a very hard prediction here in PvP to say that the players are going to four-gate each other. We could see Blink. We could see some other things. The problem is a lot of the offbeat strategies in PvP that all popped up were designed to stop robotics play. And since nobody's really opening up with robotics pretty much, you don't see any of the stuff like the Phoenixes and the Immortal Phoenixes and all that other stuff that was designed to stop those early Colossus. Nobody's doing that, everybody's four-gating.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much either a four-gate or Dark Templars, Cannons, or Blink. That's pretty much it. Maybe Charge, maybe? But that's vulnerable to Force Field.
One game, yeah. It's taken out by Colossus anyway. You're closing the distance, not really going to be effective when you're in a line still. So, yeah, I'd love to see Kiwi mix it up. Maybe throw in that Stargate play. Trade off Void Rays versus Colossus, maybe.
That's the problem is, if you're relatively certain that your opponent is going to four-gate you, the Stargate just doesn't generally work very well. Because it's designed to put damage on Colossus and lift off high-value targets like Immortals, neither of which are going to be on the field.
Right. I was thinking if you can get enough Phoenix out they cost the same amount as a Stalker, roughly. If you get enough Phoenix out, you can counter their Stalkers with the lifts or whatnot, but really tough because you rely on energy, of course, at that point.
And they cost 50 more gas each,
yes,
so it's really expensive. If you don't have those high-priority targets to be picking off, it doesn't work out. So we do see very standard 4-gate mirror. It's PvP. It's still a 4-gate fest. I know that's shocking to everybody. There's a Stalker battle in the middle. Minigun taking the upper hand, but there are reinforcements from KiWiKaKi running into him from behind. So KiWiKaKi has these units. This middle of the map is very narrow, so there's not much room for Minigun to dodge around here from this flank.
Reinforcements too. That sucks for Minigun.
So, Minigun trying to get by here, but Kiwi is going to get some damage in on him. Take out one of these Stalkers. Maybe another. Here comes even more Stalkers coming down from this proxy pylon. Nice play there by Kiwi, coming up on him from behind with those reinforcements. We look at the units tab, we see 7 Stalkers, and 2 Zealots for KiWiKaKi. So slight lead, no sentry here from Minigun, but Minigun says, you got 2 Zealots, I'll warp in 3. Got quite a bit of back and forth. And a Twilight Council from Kiwi.
Interesting. So a little quicker to get down this tech path this time. Last time our Mexican standoff lasted about 8. I think it was about to the 12-minute mark with the contain. Kiwi a little bit quicker on this one, so I like that. He doesn't want to go into this weird contain, stay in this Mexican standoff.
Is it gonna be Blink or Dark Templars? I mean, with the 4 gates, you're not really gonna be able to support Blink Stalkers on 4 gateways. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But he is gonna go for Blink anyways, and just sort of fill that gap with Zealots and other units, because you need those units in your army composition to PvP anyways. So he's going for Blink. Minigun going for Robotics. This kind of looks familiar.
Yeah, Minigun comes out a little bit ahead here, I think, though, if he gets those Colossus out sooner. We saw that KiWiKaKi, it doesn't really matter. He somehow made the buildings build faster and then get Colossus out at the exact same time. But I'm hoping that it doesn't happen again. He turns off his ninja skills. More units in the middle.
The problem is Blink, if you assume that Minigun's going to get some Immortals, because they're just generally good in this situation. He's actually going straight for this Robotics bay. And if Minigun's not too careful with his Colossus, if he's got it wandering around in the middle of the map, kind of unit in style like do-do-do-do-do, not really taking too big of a notice, and KiWiKaKi has Blink, when there's only 1 Colossus out, without range, Kiwi would have an opportunity to just blink in, kill it, blink out, exchange maybe 1 or 2 Stalkers for Colossus. Fair trade.
Absolutely.
For Kiwi at least, not quite for Mini. So this blink is going to be dangerous until the Colossus count starts to get up there. So Minigun's going to be stuck in here for quite some time until he can actually get a good number of Colossus. But of course, Blink allows him to circumvent force fields as long as he has vision. So Minigun trying to buy time with force fields.
There.
Should see Blink. Maybe. No, he doesn't actually want to blink into that many Zealots.
No.
That's actually a really good decision.
There's a hole though.
So he's just sort of going to try and take some pot shots. A lot of players might have just been like, I've got Blink, then just died. So that was actually a really good decision by Kiwi, not blinking into that many Zealots. And he's just going to hold off. He has that Blink, and Minigun, too busy making warp gate units, no Colossus on the way.
Oh,
he is going to blink up.
Misblinked a little bit.
But he is focusing these sentries. Lost a lot of Stalkers. That was not quite a good trade for KiWiKaKi.
Yeah, checking the units lost at 16-13 in favor of Minigun. Zealots now trying to get to the front. Oh, bringing the Stalkers and blinking. Blocking the Zealots. Very good trade for the Kiwi there. Colossus is in production, getting chrono boosted. This Colossus needs to come out to turn the tides here. Kiwi, there you go.
Throw, KiWiKaKi.
Very nice, Kiwi.
Throw, doing quite a lot of damage. He did lose a couple of Stalkers. I hate it when a Stalker blinks when there's a projectile shooting at it and it still dies. So it's like your Stalker blinks to the back only to die, and it's like,
no doubt. But there's the Colossus, so gonna do significant damage. See if he's gonna try to snipe it here. This is whoa, that Colossus was going a little crazy there. More Stalkers going down for Kiwi. Still even trades here. Both players exchanging a few Zealots, few Stalkers on each side. Colossus though.
Slightly ahead though, 74 supply, 260. They're both at the same general amount of workers, so it's pretty much just an army advantage here for Minigun. And with the second Colossus popping out, this is going to get better and better for Minigun. The longer this goes, Minigun in a really good position to possibly take the win and the series. Minigun, you know, kind of the dark horse, even said himself that he's afraid of KiWiKaKi in chat before the match started. Doing really well here, but those Colossus, what are you doing?
Trying to snipe from the high ground.
Could have possibly gone for that, but he does not actually do it. That was extremely dangerous. Take better care of your Colossus, please, Minigun, please. But on the other side of the field, we see KiWiKaKi getting charged and a Nexus. So if Kiwi can drag this out to a super long game, then he'll be back in this. But for the medium long game, Minigun
sounds good.
is ahead. Invent terminology here as we go here.
No, that's correct. 3 Colossus out for Minigun, none for Kiwi. Blink out for Kiwi, but Minigun needs to see this. He needs to push in. Do not wait for Thermo. You're still at an advantage with the range, the default range on the Stalkers, or sorry, the Colossus here. Push out and expand here, Minigun. Push out and expand.
No, he needs that expansion down if he's not going to be attacking. His range is really slow. It's only halfway done, and he has 3 Colossus on the field. So he's got to be really careful with these Colossus. Normally, the 3 Colossus are like, go, go, go. You know, the old-style Marines from Brood War where they were like, go, go, go. That was your tune to, like, charge. You got 3 Colossus.
Totally.
Start owning some guys. But without that range, he's really tentative, especially with that blink, giving KiWiKaKi that extra mobility. So you can see he's just sort of having to sit here, get his Nexus up. Once this range finishes, he will have the 4th Colossus, and we should see him attack. Thankfully, on the other side of the field, Kiwi hasn't gotten too many more gateways, but he's now up to 6 gates, robotics on the way. Kiwi could just blink, run away, warp in more units, and maybe try and make a play to come back here. Minigun, with his delayed range, could have just waited too long. As Kiwi has this pitch up, it's mining, gas is on the way. He's going to be able to start producing from these extra structures. That's a ridiculous amount of zealots. They do have charge. Kiwi, possibly with the comeback, this is going to be really close.
Yeah,
if he can get a couple more Ward Gate cycles of zealots in here, he might be able to pull it off.
Yeah, Mini's looking really good right now. He needs to keep surging forwards. No cannons, nothing really in his way. It's just that small ball of gateway units from KiWiKaKi. Obviously, the supply in Minigun's favor, so he needs to just micro those Colossus well. Here we go. This is it. Blink does go in, as you mentioned.
Going for those Colossus. Colossus are busy shooting at the Zealots. So KiWiKaKi is able to take down one. Great positioning by Minigun. Second one goes down, but Minigun completely rolling over all the units. Minigun doing an excellent job of microing that. KiWiKaKi had to go for the blink on the Colossus. It was his only way to try and win that fight, but Minigun just outmaneuvered him. Really well done. He's going to be able to take this expansion. And once this goes down, I think that's going to seal the deal for Minigun. Actually get to take out KiWiKaKi, get revenge for the last Root tournament.
Wow.
Losing to Kiwi in the finals. If he can take this win, it'll be sweet, sweet revenge for Minigun.
Well done, Minigun. Yeah, he's going to lose one Colossus there.
But he'll lose all the Stalkers in the process. There's the GG from KiWiKaKi.
Wow, well done, Minigun.
That's taken down KiWiKaKi. Well played. He will win the extra $170 and be up to a total of $420 for Minigun. Chad,